I may never have met you. We don't go way back. Maybe we wouldn't even be friends if we did. But when you wear a mask, you have my respect. Because your mask doesn't protect you. It protects me. I wear my mask to protect you. Mask up, America.
Hello everybody and welcome to another edition of the Nate Moore Show. Our show is brought to you each week by Reliable Heating and Cooling. I'm your host Dave Sheets. With me is the head coach of the Massillon Tigers, Nate Moore. Nate, welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me on.
You bet. The Massillon Tigers are now 9-1 after beating the Perry Panthers last Friday night in a Division II Region 7 championship game and have now moved on to the state semifinals. Before a dominating second half performance last Friday, Coach, I know there were some concerned Tiger fans at halftime when Massillon held just a 7-6 lead. How would you describe that close first half against Perry?
Well, I mean, I would say we weren't concerned. You know, we went into halftime with the lead after not playing at our best, so, you know, we felt pretty comfortable going into halftime.
In that opening drive of the second half, your offense was definitely able to get the running game untracked a bit. Was that a point of emphasis coming out of halftime?
No, not really. We just wanted to continue to run our offense and, you know, just play a little bit better, you know, continue to play hard. You know, the effort's always there with this group. And so, yeah, not really a special emphasis on running the ball.
As the running game came to life, it seemed like the passing attack became more effective as well. Can you tell us more about how you plan to use the passing game against the Panthers?
Well, you know, we have our RPOs that we throw off of our run game, right? So those are live almost all the time when we're running the ball. And Zach has, you know, free reign to take those throws depending on different alignments of the defense that, you know, we coach him up on during the week. And then, you know, we had some play action shots that we liked. That we took and connected on. You know, we connected on every shot we took. Zach was 10 for 10, so
effective.
Yeah, I'd say so.
No turnovers again from the Tiger offense. I know you were pleased with that. Now, how do you and your coaches go about teaching your players to secure the football every time they have it?
Well, you know, most of that takes place early in camp.
Okay.
You know, that's really when you're, you know, really diving into those, you know, real technical aspects of things of that nature. You know, once we're at this point in the season, it's not that it's not a something we're concerned about any longer, but you know, it's more execution based, I would say, probably. Where, you know, we should have that down pretty good by now, and you know that doesn't mean you're not going to turn the ball over. You know, sometimes there's situations that are unavoidable. You know, for instance, the fumble that we got back, that Will Trell fumbled it, where, you know, the kid got in there and just raked that ball out, and you know, you want to keep that ball high and tight, and he knows that, and he's trying to, but the kid got his hand in there and got a good rake, and, you know, sometimes that happens. But, you know, the kids don't know the expectations with handling the ball.
Perry did have some success running the ball in the first half against the Tiger defense, but in that decisive third quarter, your defense really slowed them down. What turned things around for the defense there, especially in that third quarter?
Just go out there and play hard and, you know, try to limit mistakes. Be where you're supposed to be, how you're supposed to be there. You know, there's no magic formula. I mean, Perry's a good football team. They run the ball well. You know, they're going to get yards. you know, we got to try to limit that, and when we get in a third and long situation, we got to get off the field. You know, so.
Now, we saw another solid performance from your special teams, including guys like Magnus and Alex. But the special teams play of the night was that thrilling punt return for a touchdown in the third quarter from Austin. Talk about that play, how it developed, and obviously it was a huge play at the time.
Well, it's kind of a special teams play, you know, kind of not. You know, they punted with their offense on, although so their backup quarterback's the regular punter, and they did sub out the regular quarterback and put in the punter. So, you know, we knew that they do some of that quick kick stuff. So, you know, they're probably going to kick it there at that point, obviously, and the quarterback steps back. So, you know, once again, they're probably going to kick it at that point. And when the quarterback steps back to get protection as the punter, we're going to try to get somebody back to return the punt, and that was Austin Brawley, and he sprinted back there as fast as he could, but you know, they got it off pretty quick, and so he got there after the first bounce of the football and was able to field it. And then, you know, from that point, you know, there was just a lot of space. It was a really long kick, you know, and when you kick with your offense, you know, you got 5 guys on the field that aren't great cover guys, you know, and their numbers are, you know, the 50s and 60s. So,
right.
You know, if you can get past that first wave of the receivers that are gunning down the field and get to that lineman group, you got a chance to do something special and you know, maybe score a touchdown, and that's kind of what happened.
Is it set up on a play like that, Coach, where the return guy knows which direction he's going to go and the blocking is preset?
No, not at all. Okay. You know, usually the best case scenario there is that you're able to field the ball and not have it roll for an extra 30 yards. You know, that's really the goal, is to, you know, if we can field the punt, right, so it doesn't roll and turn into a 70-yard punt, then that's a pretty good job. So, you know, to field it and then return it for a touchdown, that's, you know, that's a pretty super play right there.
Absolutely. All right, up next, Cincinnati-LaSalle. We'll talk about that with Coach in just a moment. And first, we'll meet another Tiger player. Terrence Rankel rejoins us here on the program when we return, after this word from Reliable Heating and Cooling.
There was a time when 10 miles to the gallon was acceptable. Today's 40-plus mile-per-gallon cars weren't even in the rearview mirror back then. Of course, this Lennox air conditioner wasn't on the radar either. It's solar-ready, the quietest, most energy-efficient air conditioner you can own. It's time to live in the now.
Call Reliable Heating and Cooling for the most advanced technology in heating and air conditioning. When you're ready to live in the now, call Reliable Heating and Cooling.
Lennox, innovation never felt so good.
Thank you, Reliable Heating and Cooling. Joining me now is Senior Co-Captain Terrence Rankel. Terrence, welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. First of all, congratulations on a great win over Perry last week. What was it like getting on a bus and playing a road game for the first time this season?
It was definitely different. You know, this is the first time that we've had all 6 games have all our games at home, and then, you know, not having any scrimmages, playing anywhere. So it was definitely a new environment, but I think our fans definitely did a good job at making, you know, their environment our environment. So it wasn't that difficult.
Now, it seems like the fans and the media made a big deal about playing your first road game last week. Was it a big deal for you and your teammates?
No, I don't think so. Like I said, I feel like all the fans that we did have come, like our parents and whatnot, you know, I saw that the Village Idiots came too, that, you know, they kept us hype, and the cheerleaders, they do their job too, and making sure the crowd's hype and doing the TIG chants, so I didn't feel like it, you know, we didn't have really trouble with that at all, like keeping everybody going and whatnot.
Great. Now, in the first half, the offense struggled to move the ball. In the second half, you and the rest of that offensive line really dominated up front. What made the difference in the second half?
Well, in the first half, we only had the ball on offense for 9 plays. And then those 9 plays, we had a few bad snaps and whatnot. But I think once we got in the second half, we made some adjustments. We had the ball a lot more, and so that's what got us going.
Now, after that opening touchdown drive, right after halftime, did you have a sense that your offense was putting Perry pretty much on the defensive and on their heels after that?
Yeah. I think some of their guys were getting tired, and I think our offensive line definitely did a good job at wearing them down, and our skill guys running their tails off, getting their skill guys tired. So I think that helped us out a lot as well.
We hear so much about how a good offensive line develops into a single, solid unit over the course of a season. Do you feel your group has reached its peak yet?
I don't. I think we're gelling, but I feel like every week's just a step of getting better.
Now, this Friday night, you go up against the team that beat you in the state championship game last year, Cincinnati LaSalle. As a junior last year, what memories do you have of that game?
Last year versus LaSalle, I just remember them being very disciplined, and they were just moving fast. The game went so fast, it just went right past my eyes. And I'm hoping, this year I hope it's slowed down, and we control it instead of them, controlling it, and hopefully it slows down compared to last year being so fast.
What can you tell us about the LaSalle defense, and then especially their defensive front?
Well, their defensive front, they run an odd stack, like an odd stack or odd. They're disciplined, and I wouldn't say they load the box. I feel like they have confidence in the guys they do have in the box, though.
And finally, can you compare their defense to anyone else you've already faced this season?
I would have to say St. Benedictine. They kind of run an odd front most of the time. That would probably be the most comparable team, I could say.
Well, once again, we want to wish you the best of luck. The whole town's behind you.
I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks, Terrence. And Coach Moore will rejoin us on the Nate Moore Show after this timeout.
I work out every day. COVID won't kill me.
I'm 24. COVID won't kill me.
I have antibodies. COVID won't kill me.
It's been a long week. COVID won't kill me.
I'm 25. COVID won't kill me.
I'm partying outside. COVID won't kill me.
I don't need to wear a mask around my friends. COVID won't kill me.
I'm 23. COVID won't kill me.
If I haven't gotten it yet, COVID won't kill me.
I'm young. COVID won't kill me.
Famous last words. Don't let them be yours. Socially distance. Mask up, America.
And welcome back to the Nate Moore Show. Coach Moore rejoins us after we spoke with Terrence Rankel. Coach, we just talked to Terrence, outstanding offensive lineman. Would there ever be a situation where we would see him on the defensive line as well?
No.
Can I ask why?
I mean, I would need. Why would I put him on the defense?
I don't know. Just I'm guessing maybe for size to clog the middle.
No.
Okay. Not needed there.
No.
Okay. Well, Coach, this week it's the Division II state semifinals. The opponent, the Cincinnati LaSalle Lancers, a team you're obviously very familiar with. You coached there before coming to Massillon, had a lot of success. What makes their program so strong year after year?
Well, they're well coached. The kids play hard. It's important to them. All the same markers of any strong program.
Now, of course, everyone knows the Tigers lost to LaSalle last year in the state championship game. How often do you go back and rehash that game in your mind, think about it?
Almost never.
Okay. And looking back, was it tough for you on a personal level to keep your emotions in check or think about that as you're going up against your former team? That's kind of a natural thing, isn't it?
No, not at all. There's some guys on that staff that coached for me when I was there, so it was nice to see them for a minute during pregame and chat with them for a minute. But other than that, it was just football.
All right. Now, as you prepare your team this week, how does this year's LaSalle team compare to the team you faced a season ago?
Very similar. They've got a lot of players back. All of their highly recruited skill guys were juniors last year, so we're going to see those guys again. Structure-wise, defensively, very similar. Although I feel like last year going into our game, they were playing a lot more odd stack. They seemed to be more just odd front 3-4 this year. Just coverage is still very similar, just multiple coverages. And then very similar offensively, you know, mostly 10-11 personnel with a good amount of empty, multiple formations, unbalanced, X over stuff. So, you know, a lot of odd type of formations. Good up front, big again. A lot of jet motion stuff. Quarterback run, option. And the quarterback's excellent. The quarterback's a really, really good player.
Is their offense, from what I recall, is it fairly similar to what we do? Or is it completely different as far as going against it in practice every day?
I mean, it's pretty different. Okay. Pretty different. I mean, there's maybe some elements that are similar, but, you know, it's pretty different.
Okay. And we know about the skill guys on offense. You talked about their defense. Any areas where there's a standout guy we should be looking for?
I mean, the quarterback's a really good player.
Okay.
He's a good thrower, but he's a great runner. Yeah, probably the best football player that we'll have seen all year, I would say. I think the right guard is really good. I think he's number 55. Okay. And then they're big time guys on defense. They'll play. What they've done is you know, they'll play a couple snaps on offense at receiver, but none of them seem to, you know, play a ton of offensive football. You know, number 3 is their running back going to Northwestern. Looks like he's out. He's been out for several weeks, so we'll see. You know, if he's in, he's really good. And then defensively, they've got you know, highly recruited guys kind of all over the place. They got a safety's going to Alabama, number 5. 7's a kid going to Ohio State. 8's a junior. He's the other outside linebacker. 7 plays one of the outside linebackers. But 8's going to be a highly recruited kid. I think he's pretty good. Both corners are Division I kids. One's going to Miami, one's going to Cincinnati. So it's a pretty decorated group.
Right. And then finally, how do they stack up special teams-wise? Anything significant there you've seen?
Pretty good. You know, last year they had the kicker that was all-world and went to Ohio State. So they don't have that, but, you know, solid kicker and punter, good coverage teams, do a good job.
Okay. Well, once again, we thank you for being on the show this week. Best of luck.
Appreciate it.
All right. This edition of the Nate Moore Show, as always, brought to you by Reliable Heating and Cooling. I'm your host, Dave Sheets, along with Coach Moore. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Tigers.
Massillon City Schools is proud to have one of the top career technical education programs in the state of Ohio, recently receiving a #1 ranking of the 93 districts in the area of achievement. Our Career Technical Education Department offers 14 pathways preparing students for college and careers. All students have the opportunity to participate and compete in their career technical student organization, as well as obtain valuable experience in the field while earning aligned industry credentials and/or college credit in high school. Visit massillonschools.org for more information.
Bye, sweetie. I love you.
Bye, Mommy. I love you.
No matter where life takes you, MCTV helps make sure you're never far from home.
Hi. Are you being good for Daddy?
Yes. Can we read a bedtime story?
MCTV connects you to home because that's what matters most.
Good night. Sweet dreams.
MCTV. We go the extra smile.
I joined cosmetology because I've always loved coloring hair and different colors and makeup.
I joined media because I've always had a passion for all things related to media.
I've always had a passion for teaching other people, especially topics that I'm interested in.
I want to pursue a career as an orthopedic surgeon. And so when I saw that we had this class, I immediately circled it on my schedule and was excited to join.
This class has made me better because it made me very responsible.
I like the relationships that I've developed in this class. The girls that are in here with me, I've really grown close with all of them.
I joined this class because I enjoy helping others and I want to make a difference.
Even like just making something and having people go, wow, that's really interesting. It means the world.
It was just a really good environment to be in. It was real hands-on, and it was just something I really wanted to do.
I joined the construction trades to gain experience in the job I want in the future.
Everything that this class has taught me will account for my career in the future.
Before I came to this class, I was unemployed, and Ms. Markley helped me get a job.
I'm going to use what I learned in manufacturing in order to better decide my career.
It gave me more knowledge on cars and gave me plans to go in the auto industry.
Massillon CTE works for me.
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 Works for me.
For me.
For me.
For me.
Massillon CTE works for me.